My name is Owen Roth, and in this clip I'll be talking about framing for a video interview. When framing, you want to have a couple things in mind. One, what are you going to be using the video for, or the interview for, in the video, whether it's going to stand by itself, be intercut with other interviews, B-roll footage, or maybe even other, how many cameras you have for the interview, whether you have, because if you have multiple cameras, you can have one that's tight on the face, and another master shot, which is a wide shot, and you can intercut back and forth between the cameras when one doesn't work. So that can dictate how you frame. But if you only have one camera and no camera operator, so it's just you might want to just get a nice medium frame where you've got their whole face and maybe part of their body, and just leave it there on a tripod, hit record, and then you can start your interview session. That way, if the person being interviewed moves around, you've got a lot of room to play with, so they don't go in and out of frame, and it doesn't lose focus. Or if you want to add a little bit more energy to it, you could take the camera off a tripod and add a little bit of shake to it. And if you're intercutting this with other things for specific subjects, like maybe extreme sports, a BMX, an interview of a BMX rider or something like that, and you're intercutting it with that footage of someone riding a BMX, and then go back to the interview and it's a static shot, it might be boring. So then having a little bit of shake in the interview and coming in for a close shot and whatnot, that might add the energy that you're looking for. So you really want to play around with it. And the other thing is you might want to think about what's behind the person you're interviewing and how you can hide that or show that, because that might add to what they're talking about.
We want to give people a quick 5 tips on how to make a good testimonial video, and one of the most important things is audio. So if possible with your camera, use an external microphone. This camera doesn't allow that, so this is fake. So just make sure you're not standing too far away so that we can hear you. Second easy tip is just be aware of the light in the surroundings you're at. So don't put a window behind someone. If you backlight people, they look like they're in the witness protection program. Not a very earnest testimonial. So instead of backlighting with that window, just turn to the side of it. Creates a nice soft shade. Don't have to carry any lights with me, and it gives a well-lit testimonial. A third simple thing to think about is composition. So that obviously is where you're placing your subject in the frame. It's also going to involve where your subject is looking. So for this video, consistently I've been looking directly at lens. But if you're doing testimonials, you might want to have them talk to the interviewer so that they would be talking consistently off to another person. You could be on one side or the other. You don't want people talking way off in the distance. That always just looks weird, like this. The other thing to be aware of when you're composing your shot is, like here, I'm framed within this hallway, kind of a frame within a frame. Avoid odd stuff in the background. Like if I step over here, I now have a picture growing out of my head. So by having me move away from the wall and having a little more depth behind me, different light, I'm now offset and now I'm the focus of the testimonial.
Is there a 4th tip?
Yes.
Well, actually, could you put the question in your answer, please?
That actually is the 4th tip. It's really good to ask your subjects to put the question into their answer, so when they answer the question, you know what they're talking about. Yes or no answers without your voice interviewing them in the video are kind of meaningless and could be about anything.